Welcome, dear listeners, to History with Herodotus, where we embark on a journey through the annals of time, uncovering the secrets of our shared past. Today, we find ourselves in the midst of a fascinating tale, one that spans centuries and weaves together the threads of Roman and Viking history, all centered around the captivating city of York. As we delve into this rich narrative, let us begin by setting the stage for the earliest whispers of York's storied existence. In the misty veil of Britain's ancient past, long before the Romans set foot on its shores, the region that would eventually become York was home to various Celtic tribes, including the Brigantes and the Paressi. These indigenous peoples lived in harmony with the land, their cultures flourishing along the rivers and fertile plains of northern England. The landscape itself was a tapestry of rolling hills, dense forests, and winding waterways, with the river Ouse flowing gently through the heart of the region. It was amidst this picturesque backdrop that the Celtic tribes built their settlements, leaving behind a legacy of ancient earthworks, burial mounds, and mysterious artifacts that would later influence the Roman occupation. As we navigate the historical landscape, we find ourselves in the year 71 AD, when the Roman governor Quintus Petilius Cerialis led his legions to conquer the Celtic tribes of northern England. The Romans brought with them their characteristic discipline, engineering prowess, and administrative expertise, which would forever alter the fabric of York's history. Under the reign of Emperor Vespasian, the Romans established a fortified settlement, known as Eboracum, which would serve as a strategic military base and commercial center. The Roman legacy in York was marked by significant milestones, including the construction of the Roman Wall, which was commissioned by Emperor Vespasian around 70 AD. This imposing structure, built to protect the city from invading forces, still stands today as a testament to the engineering prowess of the Romans. We also find references to early Christian leaders, such as St. Paulinus, who is said to have converted the Roman Emperor Constantine to Christianity in York, marking a significant turning point in the city's spiritual history. As we explore the historical context of York's emergence, we encounter key figures like Emperor Hadrian, who visited the city in 122 AD and commissioned the construction of a new forum, basilica, and public baths. These architectural marvels not only reflected the Roman penchant for grandeur, but also facilitated the growth of a thriving urban community. The arrival of the Romans marked the beginning of a new chapter in York's history, one that would be characterized by growth, transformation, and the emergence of a unique cultural identity. As we stand at the threshold of this new era, we are reminded that the story of York is not merely one of conquest and domination, but also of exchange, adaptation, and the enduring spirit of its people. The intricate tapestry of York's history, woven from threads of Roman discipline, Celtic resilience, and the natural beauty of the surrounding landscape, invites us to ponder the complex interplay between cultures and the land they inhabit. As we conclude our exploration of the earliest whispers of York's history, we find ourselves poised on the brink of a new and exciting era, one that would see the city evolve into a thriving center of commerce, culture, and learning. The stage is set for the next chapter in York's story, as the Roman legacy gives way to the Viking influence, and the city embarks on its most formative period yet. Join me next, dear listeners, as we venture into the heart of York's pivotal era, where the confluence of Roman heritage and Viking vigor would forge a city that would become a beacon of culture, commerce, and courage. Welcome back, dear listeners, to History with Herodotus, as we continue our journey through the captivating tale of York, a city woven from the threads of Roman and Viking history. It is during this time, roughly spanning from the 8th to the 11th centuries, that York, or Eoforwic, as it was known to the Vikings, emerges as a thriving center of trade, learning, and artistic expression. One of the most significant factors contributing to York's ascendancy during this period was its strategic location. Situated at the confluence of the Ouse and Foss rivers, the city became a crucial hub for merchants and traders from all over Europe. The Vikings, with their advanced maritime skills and extensive trade networks, played a pivotal role in establishing York as a major commercial center. They brought with them exotic goods such as furs, wool, and amber, which were highly prized by the inhabitants of the city. As we explore the historical landscape of York during this era, we encounter numerous examples of the city's cultural and economic vibrancy. The Vikings introduced their own system of government, known as the Danelaw, which allowed for a degree of autonomy and self-governance. This, in turn, fostered a sense of community and cooperation among the city's inhabitants, who were able to thrive under the relatively stable conditions. The influence of the Vikings can also be seen in the city's architecture, with many buildings from this period reflecting Scandinavian design elements. The famous York Minster, although largely rebuilt over the centuries, still retains some of its original Viking-era features. Moreover, the city's street layout, with its narrow winding alleys and thoroughfares, is a testament to the Vikings' penchant for compact, densely populated urban centers. In addition to its commercial and cultural achievements, York during this period was also a hub of learning and intellectual inquiry. The city was home to a number of prestigious schools and scriptoria, where monks and scholars would copy and illuminate manuscripts, preserving ancient knowledge and creating exquisite works of art. The most famous of these is perhaps the Lindisfarne Gospels, an illuminated manuscript created in the 8th century, which showcases the unique blend of Celtic, Roman, and Viking artistic traditions that characterized York's cultural landscape. As we marvel at the achievements of this pivotal era in York's history, we are reminded that the city's story is one of continuous evolution and adaptation. The confluence of Roman heritage and Viking vigor created a truly unique cultural identity, one that would endure for centuries to come. The intricate tapestry of York's history, woven from threads of discipline, resilience, and creativity, invites us to ponder the complex interplay between cultures and the land they inhabit. As we conclude our exploration of York's most formative period, we find ourselves poised on the brink of a new era, one that would bring both challenges and opportunities for the city. The Norman Conquest of 1066 would soon introduce a new wave of cultural and architectural influences, forever changing the face of York. Welcome back, dear listeners, to History with Herodotus, as we conclude our journey through the captivating tale of York, a city woven from the threads of Roman and Viking history. The Norman Conquest of 1066 marked a turning point in the city's history, introducing a new wave of cultural, architectural, and linguistic influences that would forever change the face of York. The Viking era, which had seen York emerge as a thriving center of trade, learning, and artistic expression, slowly gave way to a new order, as the Normans imposed their own systems of government, language, and culture. One of the most significant consequences of the Norman Conquest was the decline of the Viking-influenced Danelaw system of government, which had allowed for a degree of autonomy and self-governance in York. The Normans replaced this with a more centralized system, with the city becoming a key hub in their network of administrative centers. This shift had significant implications for the city's inhabitants, as they adapted to new forms of governance, taxation, and law. Despite these challenges, York continued to thrive as a commercial center, with the city's strategic location at the confluence of the Ouse and Foss rivers remaining a major draw for merchants and traders. The Normans also invested heavily in the city's infrastructure, constructing new buildings, roads, and bridges that would facilitate trade and commerce. The famous York Minster, which had been damaged during the Norman Conquest, was rebuilt and expanded, becoming one of the most impressive examples of medieval architecture in Europe. As we explore the historical landscape of York during this period, we encounter numerous examples of the city's cultural and economic resilience. The Normans introduced their own language, Old French, which would eventually give rise to Middle English, the ancestor of modern English. This linguistic shift had significant implications for the city's literature, art, and culture. As writers, artists, and musicians began to express themselves in the new language. In addition to its commercial and cultural achievements, York during this period was also a hub of learning and intellectual inquiry. The city was home to a number of prestigious schools and universities, where scholars would study and teach a range of subjects, including theology, law, medicine, and the arts. The most famous of these is perhaps the University of York, which was founded in the 12th century and would go on to become one of the oldest and most respected institutions of higher learning in Europe. As we reflect on the decline and aftermath of Viking York, we are reminded that the city's story is one of continuous evolution and adaptation. The confluence of Roman heritage, Viking vigor, and Norman influence created a truly unique cultural identity, one that would endure for centuries to come. The intricate tapestry of York's history, woven from threads of discipline, resilience, and creativity, invites us to ponder the complex interplay between cultures and the land they inhabit. In conclusion, dear listeners, our journey through the captivating tale of York has taken us from the city's earliest existence as a Celtic settlement, through the Roman occupation, the Viking era, and finally, to the Norman Conquest and its aftermath. We have seen how the city emerged as a thriving center of trade, learning, and artistic expression, and how it adapted to changing circumstances, absorbing new influences and ideas while retaining its unique cultural identity. As we bid farewell to York, we are reminded that the city's story is a testament to the power of human creativity, resilience, and adaptability, and that its legacy continues to inspire and captivate us to this day. Thank you for joining me on this journey through history with Herodotus. That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, remember that to understand the present, we must first understand the past.